I am proud to say that today, as a center, we have 42 distinguished Abuja leaders from across 19 countries. These women represent their countries as mayors, as governors, as members of parliament, presidential candidates, ministers, and the list goes on. And this was Madam's dream. We just launched the call for the fourth cohort of African women leaders for the Abuja initiative. And we will be, at the end of the year, we will be identifying 15 out of these women who have expressed interest to be part of it. 5 years later, we're proud to realize this dream. And this dream is to have a comprehensive campaign to raise 30 million US dollars for the building of the African Women's House, which is Musieja, meaning African woman in the Via language in Liberia. And we will be supporting this campaign is to support 3 areas. One is programmatic interventions, the second is a modest endowment, and the third is obviously the establishment of the building and construction of the African Women's House. This African Women's House, we are proud to say we have 3 dynamic African women engineers who will be building the construction and supervising this construction. These women are founders of their own institutions. One of them is our very own here in Liberia, and she owns the Pan-African Engineering Group. Karen, would you stand up so that they can see you?
So you're watching, this is Liberia Popular Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever you're watching us from. This is Emmanuel Jebo reporting from the residence of former Liberian President, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf with the Ellington Johnson Sirleaf Foundation, Liberia talented President, 86 and greeting location is Liberia Vice President and Jeremiah Owen, former Nigerian President, Olusegun Obasanjo, the former Liberian First Lady, Her Excellency Madam Claudia, the former presidential candidate, Alexander Benedict Cummings, the rest of women leaders from across Africa,
women who are here post-independence,
as part of the African women, African young women.
The idea is to be able to demonstrate the courage and resilience of these women who have committed to making that difference for African women. And we have them here. We have Mama Morgella, we have Madam Binta Job. These are trailblazers that we all look up to, and so many others. And their stories need to be told because there is a generation that needs to hear those stories. And this is what the African Women's House will be for. Your Excellencies, we also have the data hub that would support the African Women's House. And the idea would be to empower women through advocacy, information, education. We will be bridging knowledge, supporting research work, and celebrating the diverse differences of this rich continent. Musieja will reflect on the past of these women leaders, the vision of the future leaders, and building the legacy of Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and honoring the legacy of exceptional African women, and appreciating our he-for-she's. We have His Excellency President Obasanjo here, who has been a champion for women leaders for decades. And we hope that we will get more he for she's that will set the pace and support these women. The magic of establishing this is where we now reach out to all of you to be part of this dream. President Sirleaf gave her own compound for us to establish the African Women's House, for us to have a space for women lifting other women, to have the space for women to tell their stories. So far, we are pleased to have raised over $2 million. We've had two rich friends of President Sirleaf, and I mean rich in the sense that these are people who believe in Madam's vision. And one of them is from Nigeria, one of them is from the United States, and we hope that many of you will also be part of supporting this vision so that we can realize the legacy. And it is for us. It is not for Madam Job, it is not for Madam President, it is not for Madam Mongela. They've sown the seeds, they've opened the doors, and it's up to us to make this happen. In believing in the vision of these leaders, we invite you all to join us and to support us. We will be having the official groundbreaking of the African Women's House in March 2025. But today, in commemoration of Madam President's birthday, we will have a soft launch, just so that you will all be able to have the opportunity to see the land, and we will have some prayers and invoke on the ancestors so that we can continue to have the blessings that we do. So without much ado, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all once again and to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules and to be here with us to celebrate Madam's birthday. Thank you.
And so the occasion, the applaud from the audience, the occasion is 86th birthday of former Liberian President, Her Excellency Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
I will take the opportunity to invite Karen. As I mentioned, Karen is one of our engineers.
And so $2 million United States dollars has been raised by the women across Africa for the construction of the African Women's House. And that occasion will be taking place in March, but our symbolic occasion will be taking place today, the soft occasion.
Happy to have all of you here today. My name is Karen Richards-Barnes. I'm an architect and founding partner of Pan-African Engineering Group, and I'm one of the three lead architects that will be working on this project. An inspirational quote and one of my favorite quotes of our founder and former president of the Republic of Liberia, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, goes like this: if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. Today we have a big dream that scares us. We are bringing to reality a scary dream that's a challenge to all of us here in Liberia and the continent. The dream is to build Musija, which in the Bio language means woman's house, or the African woman's house. As we move forward to our dream, making our dreams a reality, let me give you a brief history of Musija, or the African women's house, and how we got here. Our house mission, or Musija, is an African woman house which builds on the legacy of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. It's dedicated to thousands of women who over the years have stood and continue to stand at the forefront of societal change across the continent of Africa. Many of our brave mothers and sisters stood up, faced imprisonment, torture, and in some cases paid the ultimate price of their lives. These sacrifices made by our mothers and sisters, have paved the way for future generations to stand firm and to continue the fight for just and equitable society. To show our thanks and appreciation and to immortalize these acts of bravery and sacrifice, we today train Musika. The design for the center will comprise of 7 buildings. You can look on the right and the left of the stage and look at the renderings. There will be environmental conscious blocks, 7 of them. Our version of the Palava hut, which is our old Liberian culture. We're going to make sure that it reflects our diversity, our architectural heritage, reflects the site and the climate in Liberia. These buildings will include a lobby, a reception area, a gift shop, 2 conference centers, a large conference center, a small one which is really needed in Liberia, administrative buildings, exhibition spaces, a restaurant, coffee shop overlooking the beautiful Atlantic Ocean, an amphitheater, lots of green spaces, and lots of parking. Like I said, the 3 collaborating architects is Miriam Isufu from Italia Musum in Niger in USA, Sumaya Valley of Counterspace South Africa, and myself, Karen Richards Barnes, Pan-African Engineering at Liberia. To show our thanks and appreciation and to immortalize these acts of bravery and sacrifices, when completed, Musita will serve as a convening place for women across the continent and the world. It will be a comfortable and secure platform for dialogue on pressing topics in gender equity, women's rights, equal opportunities for women and girls. I thank you so much and welcome.
Munchasa in the Val language converted to English is a women's house to be built here in Liberia.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to invite Madam Binta Job to just give a few words of remarks before we have President Obasanjo and the President. Madam Job.
So sticking still with Liberia Public Radio, Liberia Premium Television Network. Drop your comments and reaction. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former Liberian president, turns 86 years today.
Thank you so much for today. President Obasanjo would just honor us today speaking to the youth. Madam, you should be there to see the conversation that Baba had with the young women. It was great. They learn a lot from him on how they can do their business, how they can be entrepreneurs, and how can they make future president of Africa. It was a great conversation, Baba. Thank you for your leadership. I can understand why you are here today, next to Madam President. 2 visionary Africans who wanted Africa to transform, who think that the youth and the women can transform this continent. And this is real if they give them the opportunity. So thank you, both of you, being here. I wanted to thank Mama Mongela, who traveled far from Tanzania. We had the opportunity for 2 days to discuss intergenerational
Tanzanian President Mama Mongela is also in attendance. A former Nigerian President Luis Obasanjo is also in attendance.
Liberia, that is our country. Thank you, Vice President, also for hosting us. Thank you so much. So these are the women coming from all over Africa that have come for this birthday, intergeneration discussion, but also to say that we want to celebrate the women that are so far the only one that is elected as president of Africa from Liberia. We want more, but we want to celebrate you, not when you are gone or we are gone, but today we want to recognize you.
An applause from the crowd.
And I just wanted to tell your country, just show your hands. It's important. I start from Kenya, Burkina Faso, from Mali, from Senegal, from Central African Republic, from DRC, from Malawi, from Zimbabwe. Madam Minister is here. Madam Minister in charge charge of Women's Affairs of Zimbabwe, Minister of Angola, Minister of State in the Office of the President. We have former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Tanzania. We have Madagascar. We have Benin. We have Guinea. We have I see the Malawi, Namibia, Tunisia, Mozambique, Nigeria, Minister of South Africa, Cameroon, Somalia, yes, Somalia, and Cote d'Ivoire. And the diaspora. Uganda, yes. And we have been hosted by Ambassador Marion Kamara and the African Women Leaders Ambassador, all the young people of we are very proud of you, Madam, for leading the African Women Leaders Network with your sister who have sent their greetings, the former president of Ethiopia, Madam Talibo Kikwete, your sister from Tanzania, Mama Hassan. We have also the president, former president of Central African Republic, the president, former president of Malawi, Joyce Banda. She was coming and she sent her daughter, who is also aspiring to be president. So you have all President Zuma, Madam Zuma, as well as Nkosazana, but also my co-convener of our league, Pumzile Mumbuka, and the greeting also of your sister Vera Songwe, all of them. And I'm sure that you see the video from Amina Mohammed. The African Women Leaders Network are so proud of you. And Baba is our he for she. Baba has been with us all over. On agribusiness, on finance. Baba will just call him on gender issues and young people. Baba will be with us. So Madam, we want to celebrate you. The whole women of Africa, not just the Liberian, you belong to us, and we are very happy. We have our friends that have come to us. We had Irish, we had the European Union, we had Sweden. They came to us for 2 days, all of you. We want to thank you because they have the support of Germany, support of the United Nations, UN Women. Where is UN Women in the room? Thank you. UN Women, UNDP, UN FPA, you have been with us, and the center. Thank you, the center, for hosting us. All of you for organizing this order. But all the team of Madam, we are very proud, we are very happy. So, can we come with the gift? Where is our symbol? Can you come, please? The African women want to give to Madam something for the center. Fatu, all of you, please come. This is for you, Madam. We want you to put at the center on behalf of the African women, the women of this continent. Yeah, we turn it this. behalf of the African Women Leaders Network, please only make sure that it's everywhere when you enter the center you see on behalf of the African from Addis Ababa. Thank you so much. I think there are also other gifts that will come to Madam from Audin. Please, Audin, Kenya. East Africa, from East Africa. Yes, it's open. So when you give the mic to a Senegalese, we'll speak a little bit of English. So you see. This is also for the center. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you so much, Ole. Over to you. Again, women of Africa, happy birthday. Can you just stand and say happy, happy, and all the young women of Liberia, please. This is for Madam. You put it on the table. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
My John Kamai, former Liberian Foreign Minister, on behalf of women, presented a gift of flower to the former Liberian president.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joe.
If you're watching, this is LIBERIA Popular Radio. Emmanuel Jebo is my name. Birthday live forecast from the residence of
I want to call on His Excellency the Vice President, but before I do, I would want to invite the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps to say a few words on behalf of the members of the Diplomatic Corps present here.
So, the ambassador of Cameroon will make a brief remark on behalf of the diplomatic corps, and that will be followed by Liberia Vice President Jeremiah Kong.
Well, I know how much Her Excellency Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf favored the traditional African wear. So I heard it was her birthday, and I said, I will leave the suit. And I didn't know the women of Africa were going to come out in such a massive form. Madam Sirleaf, Madam President, longer for the Dean, so I've seen a few of the beautiful birthdays you have organized. My colleagues and I were very happy to let our office jobs rest a little bit. We asked for special permission from our principals to all the members of the diplomatic corps. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite His Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia to give a few remarks.
Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former President of the Republic of Liberia, Your Excellency Baba Obasanjo, former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Women of Africa, bishops of Godfrey here present, the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Madam President, I want to say happy birthday to you. I bring you greetings from Excellency Joseph Nkrumah, President of the Republic of Liberia, who is not here this morning. He's in Boeing on some engagement, and as soon as we get back to Monrovia, he will be here to wish you happy birthday. Madam President, we can't say thank you much. We don't know how to say thank you. After the war, we know our country was blown down. The structure all was damaged. And when you came, you said structure today we have a government. And because of you, today Liberia is recognized. Africa sees Liberia as that model for democracy. We want to say thank you. My brother, my grandmother is 102 years old. She stayed lives with me. She and my mother stay lives with me in the same house. Some morning, when I get up to cook, I love to cook. My grandma came to the kitchen at the time she was working well and chased me out of the kitchen. Why will you cook? You're a man. Man, but we're really supposed to cook. That generation, Madam President, she's just your big sister. But that's the generation you are from. And to come from that generation believing that women are just to be in the kitchen, and you rose through the rank and file to be president of this country, Madam President, you are a role model to all of women. Madam President, as a governor, I want to say thank you for you. You are just in New York and making the case for Liberia again. I want to say thank you. Continue to remain grateful to you. I want to say thank you, and thanks to all of you, the Union of Africa, here today. I want to say thank you to you. Thank you, all of you. Dr. Otito and everyone here, members of the Super Marico. Thank you, Madam President. Happy birthday, King. Thank you, and God bless you.
Liberia Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, for the inspiring message and speech. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we now have the pleasure to invite His Excellency, former President of Nigeria, Mr. Olusegun Obasanjo, to give a few remarks. It can be done from the table there, so just need to come to the podium.
Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo greeted by Tokwadna Tipote.
My dear sir. I have to reject any form of discrimination. Everybody spoke from here. Then when it came to my turn, now everybody standing here to be seen. You are all visible and all audible. Then you come to my turn, you want to I reject. My dear sister, let me start by really wishing you happy birthday. You deserve all the
Apple, all the encomium, all the commendation that everybody who has spoken from this podium has passed you. I will give three legal reasons. That before I do that, we have been coming together a long way, a long way, a long way. I was trying to remember there was a bank we were running in East Africa, and I was with you even at that time. I thought the decades now, I don't know how many decades back, but many decades. And you did it extremely well. Extremely well. I think you had something to do with lending and again, you did it extremely well. Extremely well. And when it came to the situation in this country, when things fell apart, it had a big match. We looked for who would put things together appropriately and in a way that this country will appreciate it. We ECOWAS, our subregional organization, will appreciate it. AU, our continental organization, will appreciate it. And the UN, our global organization, will appreciate it. And the mantle fell on you. You made yourself president, and you did it in a way that generation unborn appreciate and continue to appreciate the service that you have rendered the country, West Africa, Africa, and the Union. My dear sister, we have been fellow co-travelers, co-workers, and maybe that's why when I celebrate my birthday, soon after that we celebrate yours. I thank God for your life. I congratulate you again for element of longevity. I don't know what the expected average age is. I know that in my country it's just a little bit above 50. So any of us who is able to go beyond 3, 4, and 10, and in your own case, 3, 4, and 10, and 10, and 6. You should be unregulated. That's it. The good and bad thing about this thing called democracy is that when you come in, you are a bit of a novice. And then when you acquire the experience and the wisdom to continue to be useful in the time that you have to bow out. I see a big of waste of resources in that. And that is only for those who allow themselves to become wasted resources. You have not allowed yourself to be that. And that is why what you have undertaken in the Women Center for Development is very commendable. And when I came in today, remember what we talked about last time I was here. You have done it better than anybody. That too, we should commend you. Commend you for not resting on your God. Commend you for not feeling that, well, I've done the best that I can do. Commend you that after you have retired, you did not feel tired. And you continue to do not only for your country, not only for West Africa, not only for the continent of Africa, but for the world as a whole. I will always respect. You know, as I said, I do something to help me today, and then you do something, we look at it, and you move along, and you are encouraged to move along. The foundation that you are set up, and you are developing, Center for Women and Development, is a foundation for a task that needs to be done for Africa. I got this morning, and my sister, mentioned it. I got this morning. I was constricted to address the women, the old, the not so old, and the young. And my sister, Madame Benin, was there. Painter Joe was also there. And we talk about the plight of women in Africa. For a number of reasons, partly religious, partly cultural, women have not been given their rightful place in Africa. as a whole. So there is need, there is crying need for a center for women development in Africa. I told you story that in my own part of the world, they believe in culture, cultural belief, is that women have 7 bones and men have 9 bones. All male chauvinism. Because the physiology of men and women, except for reproductive system, is the same. The same. So where do we find or get these 7 bones and 9 bones? It's all. Say in my part of the world, when you see a cat praying, it's not for anything other than to eat your meat. Now when men come up and give that type of thing, they are men that propagate it, is to oppress women, is to suppress women, is to not to allow women to reach the heights they should reach. And is it even good for our development that we have male and female? That is the creator of that. And he created male and female so that they can work together for the progress of humanity. And then you come up and you say only one half. When you try to develop with only half instead of the whole, then you get half the result that you should have got. So let me say it again, and you know my unquestionable support. Let me say it again, for women are set up for women and development. We continue to be co-travelers. We will continue. And let me say that. Yes. We are celebrating you at 86. We will celebrate you at 90. I will be here. We will celebrate you at 100. I will be here. Those who may celebrate you at 110, I will not be with. Once again, happy birthday and many happy returns.
Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo.
Thank you so very much, Baba, for the words of wisdom and your message to your sister. Ladies and gentlemen, we're only 2 agenda items away from food. But before we do, I would like to invite those who have gifts that they want to hand over to Madam President to be on standby. And prior to that, I would want you to also be on standby immediately after the handing over of the gift, that we will walk to the site where the Africa Women's House will be built, so that we invite President Obasanjo to give some prayers, and that we will cut the ribbon to just to commemorate Madam's special day for the soft launch. So, without much ado, I have the honor and the pleasure to invite Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former President of the Republic of Liberia, patron of the Africa Women Leaders Network, founder of the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Presidential Center, chairperson of the board of directors of the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, mother, matriarch, friend of African women, and then Your Excellency, Madam President, happy birthday.
Please sit down. You know, when I saw Baba come and leap up here, I started from my seat to just look to see, can I jump it? Can I jump it? And I remember my fourth son is here, and he said to me, Mom, do all the things you want to do, but don't fall down. I said, you see, if I go and try to jump that thing, and I fall down, you say, I told you so. Anyway, Papa, you will always be the one who can sprint. That's what you are. Let me first start by recognizing two women who are not here, because they happen to share the same birthday that I have. And they are, as all the women in this room will know, great women of their own rights. Mary Chinori Hesakama, and the two of Namibia. The one who is all set to take over. To be the one that we will all be cherishing, we will all be celebrating, as she has gone through her path and reached the point where she's been recognized by her people. Baba, I thank you. You've always been there. If I can recall correctly, I think it was in '79 when you gracefully turned over power. And I recognized at that point, this is what Africa stands for. That you can come in, you can serve, you can have the power, and at some point, you can gracefully give it up. Baba, you set it up for me. And so when my time came, I remember what you did. And I've always followed you. So I did what you did. I gave it up. But getting up doesn't mean don't continue to serve. That's where it makes a difference between those who live in their country and love their country, and those who are just to serve for what the benefits they got from service. And so that's why today so many of us continue to do what we have to do. And I want to thank these women. I want to thank the one who started it right here, Anita Jill, who sits there. I recall that she is the one in those early days when we started to run for the presidency. She had something called Femme Solidarity. And Femme Solidarity was there with us in the trenches, in the bushes, on the rivers, when we were campaigning to be able to president. So, Binta, you've always been there, and you started African Women Leaders Network. I serve as a patron of it, and I serve because I believe in each and every woman here. Because I believe that they have the commitment, the dedication, and the power to serve and change Africa. Bravo to women! That's why we started the center. Power was there. March 8, 2020. He was there when we launched it. We launched it with a dream. We launched it with a daring. We launched it not knowing how we were going to get it done. But you know something? There's power in self-confidence and power when you believe in something that you can find yourself lifted by others. And so I say to people, because I see all my journalists here, and I know they will leave here tomorrow and they will say, the president pays fine what? She got plenty money. What I do have is the power of service and the power of friends. So, when I leave behind, whether it's the World Bank where I serve, or Citibank where I serve, or UNDP where I serve, I'm glad that I could leave there with a proud record, and today I can call on any of them. Thank them. Because I know I call on them because when I serve, I believe that I did so with the dedication that I had. Today, thanks to all of you, we set upon what we hope is a dream. I hope, Baba, your prediction will come true. I know the one for sure. Is it what, 90? I think that one, yeah. The Congress, maybe. Anything after that, I think so. It's wonderful for everybody to be here. Thank you. This center is something that most of you here have found a way to be with us. Karen, George, Ethel, those who really have been day after day, Cornelia, all of them, who have really been with me, the encouragement and whatnot. And many of you who also have been there. I can't name everybody because you're all there. But I want all of you to know that. All of you, I appreciate all of you. We love you for being here. We love you for what you've done. Let us all go out and continue to serve the country. And so I'm glad today I can make, George, can I make the announcement? Yes. Okay. It's not an announcement for funding or anything like that. It's just an announcement of something that I've been working on, and George Werner was working with me. And MasterCard Foundation just put up the notice yesterday. Liberia was now one of their preferred countries. But they announced yesterday they have a team in town. They now are going to start a program of education training for Liberia. Thank you again to all of you. Now I gotta go praise him down the street.
So interesting. Yeah, this is Liberia Public Radio. The Emmanuel Jebo is the main commentary king. They even heard a former Liberian leader, Her Excellency Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf at 86.
We have a quick change of plans.